Hello lovelies, you've reached Brittany with Love, where we discuss all things music related. Today you're tuning into the monthly recap where I give my reviews on the latest releases. Multiple albums are released today, so if I don't get to your fave artist's newest release, leave me a comment with their name and album title and you could see it be reviewed in a future video. If you're new to the channel, I highly suggest you subscribe. That way you can stay up to date on anything I post. Please leave the video if you enjoy it. Leave a comment with your music recommendation. And if you know someone who enjoys discussing music, please share this video with a friend. Alright, let's get into the reviews. Jid is creeping up to be one of my favorite rappers after this project. A rap album with hip-hop, trap, and gospel production. Jid describes his upbringing, specifically the neighborhood he grew up in, and the community that raised him. In this project, he points out how he doesn't care about chart numbers, but what's most important to him is getting his message across with his work. The main message of this album was how God can be found in even the darkest of places, interspersed with sermons from a real-life preacher, expressing this standpoint and really solidifying the message of the album. Favorite songs are Glory,
Giving glory to God, I'm alert and alive. I ain't even sleep, I've been working, I'm tired. But it's not gonna deter my assignment.
and Community.
Mama say we gotta get away from them apartments. It's graves in them apartments, and they ain't got to end this way, cause we ain't started.
Let me start off top about how this album hurt my feelings personally. Low-key felt kind of triggered by the lyrics. As someone who can be their own worst critic, this project hit way too close to home. Songs about wanting to isolate, overthinking, and fighting back against harsh thoughts. Production feels very easygoing, so if you're not paying attention to the lyrics, you might mistake this album for an upbeat project, even though it has like an eerie feeling behind it. Favorite songs are Sorry I'm Late, I Didn't Want to Come, and My Head Is Not My Friend.
My head is not my friend. My head is not my friend.
What a shock this album was for me coming off of Special, her last project. That album really focused on everyone's uniqueness, but in this project, Lizzo focuses more on her own self-worth and really embracing her anger and ego as well. I think it's safe to say after this project that we can now nickname Lizzo the Stallion, because she really brought her hot girl rap side, a side of her I've never really seen before. Lizzo seems really free and willing to speak her mind, and it's very, very upbeat. Favorite songs are New Mistakes,
Some new mistakes, get us a break, throw love away. I thought that this was real, but it was fake, but that's okay.
and Bend It Over.
He'd be like, when I bend it over, when I bend it over.
Ashnikko starts off the album really talking about how she doesn't want to be a lover girl, but through the course of that album, you find out that's truly who she is, and she just can't, stop being that just because she got her heart broken a few times. Personally, I'm not really rushing back to this album, but I did enjoy the song Skin Cleared
What does that mean? Now I'm backseat of the taxi. Maybe someone's son take a pic on my thumb, on my black jeans.
and She's So Pretty.
Pretty. I die without her kicking my feet. We talk for hours.
BENEE expresses jealousy and the battle of overthinking in relationships. She feels a desperation for love, maybe even staying in relationships that no longer serve her. It also feels like she's pushing partners away when they get too close, almost rejecting them before they reject her. But in the same hand, also calling out for a partner who can handle all her uncontrolled chaos. Favorite songs are Vegas, and Chainmail.
You can't hurt me 'cause my skin is made of chainmail. I'm deflecting all these feelings that I don't feel.
Khalid discusses relationships on this dance project, dealing with cheating, lying, and starting something new with a friend. This was a solid project when it came to production, very cohesive, but storytelling felt very flat for me. It felt like we were just repeating the same 4 topics over and over again, but maybe in a slightly different way. In other words, I feel like maybe some songs could have been cut, because we never really evolved past those 4 topics, like, okay, this is what happened, what can we get from that? But when it came to vocals, I can never deny Khalid on that. That was probably the standout point of this album, was his vocalizing moment. Despite those concerns, my favorite songs are Rendezvous,
Patience is running so thin.
and Yes Yes, no, maybe. PinkPantheress really took a page out of Charlie X's Brat Handbook by reimagining her Fancy That mixtape from earlier in the year, letting it live longer in our heads with new sounds and new features that we didn't hear before. I think I'll actually be playing this version more than the original just because it really elaborates the original mixtape, but in this way I can still listen to those same songs without replaying them too much and getting sick of them too easily. My favorite songs were Illegal, La Sanita,
Yo creo que te he visto no sé dónde. Hey, ya son las dos.
and Stateside, La Star Larson.
For a minute, yeah, I'm that girl like BENEE.
I need to start off top that I was definitely confused by this title and album cover. I came into this album thinking it was about possibly cheating on a partner, or not being there for your kid, or maybe about his own relationship with his parents. But it turns out to be more of a love album, about wanting to be the best for your partner and not always getting that right, but nonetheless loving them anyway and hoping they can do the same for you, because nobody's perfect and love is definitely not perfect. Favorite songs are Mild Ways, and End of Summer. Wow, did not see this coming. After releasing her original project in the beginning of 2025, here we are at the end of 2025 with another project from FKA Twigs, where the original discussed the night out of experiencing EUSEXUA. Afterglow discusses the morning after, where last night's decisions had led us into the next day, and things start to slow down a little bit and come back to day-to-day stuff. Maybe the stuff you were trying to escape from the night before, but still embracing being in the moment in the normal, mundane days. Favorite songs are Cheap Hotel and Sushi.
I'll see you after the function.
I will be paying attention to Gene Dawson from now on after this project. This album stands out so much production-wise from anything else I've heard this year, and it's probably my most replayed album of the month. Gene shows rock, R&B, and funk flair vocally and melodically in this album, discussing his Rolling Stone tendencies, looking for something real in a sea of fake, and just seeking a higher truth overall. Favorite songs are Die For Me, and Pain.
Blink, that is all that I need, and I never do sleep, cause you know what I came for.
Shygirl gets explicit in this fast-paced dance project. I'm definitely grouping this one with other dance projects that fit the similar vibe. I'm thinking Fancy That, Black Star, and Salvation. This album I honestly want to put on all the time. It's most perfect for workouts or the club. The sound makes me feel powerful and quick on my feet, really putting the energy into my flow. Favorite songs are Freak Is Wild, and Body. Wow, love this project. Props to ROSALIA for making yet another spectacular and lovely project. Vocals take more of a center stage in this lyrically driven and dramatic sounding album about love, betrayal, and ego. Leaning on a classical sound for production, something more reminiscent of her earlier work, and truly shows off her music education knowledge. Not only did her voice soar and create an emotional reaction from me while listening, but it also brings ROSALIA more into her international pop stardom by singing in 14 different languages across the project, shaping up to be a future classic from her already. Favorite songs are La Perla,
Nadie se fía, es una perla, una de mucho cuidado.
and Reliquia.
Eres tu reliquia, soy tu reliquia.
Alright, that brings us to the end of my reviews, November 2025. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more from me. Leave the video a like if you're feeling fancy, and tell me what I need to listen to next in my comments. Alright, until next time, peace out, lovelies.